Hello everyone and welcome to another video. We are today talking about the Lightbinder. This is one of our three support classes and it's a pretty basic one you all start with when you start the game. For starters, just because it's a class you acquire at the very start, it doesn't mean it's a bad class. It's indeed a very good support class. So what do we want to know about the class that is actually used and useful for your teammates? We have many things to put on the plate like shields, immortality, staff, resurrection, but this is not exactly the point here. We want to talk about how would you put yourself to use in a raid situation normally. And in a normal raid situation, we would start with one thing. You would probably take one of your DDs and do your left click on it. You stack an effect on it that increases the damage this person is doing, like an on-hit effect. Like the moment they make a hit, one of the stacks disappears and deals extra damage to the boss. This also helps with regenerating energy. You can, if you don't want to target one of your teammates, just go and hit the boss with it. Will not help your teammates deal more damage, but it will still generate energy. Why do we want to generate energy? This is because of one of the main abilities that is good for our team, and this is channeling. So channeling is a hold down right mouse button that allows you to transfer a part of your might towards other players. In my example now, I will transfer a part of my might into Teresian. And you see at the moment she gets the whole powered up stuff. She increases her health, and this would also mean it increases her might in a total. We have a different video about what different stuff is, like might buffs, and if you have seen that, you will already know why might buffs are effectively very important for your team. So, this is one of the buffs that Lightbinder can give. This channeling isn't single target, it jumps between 3 additional targets, like the target you're channeling and 3 more, so 4 in total. This is something important to know. So not all of your team are covered if you are in a 10-man team with 6 DPS, for example, because you only will cover 4 of 6. An important note here is also that if a different might buff is already applied to a character, another might buff cannot take its place. So, if you are using your channel on a target that already has injections from Alchemist or the Makavan effect from the Divine Weapon, you won't be able to transfer your might to that person because the might buff is already applied and you can't override it. This is a good and a bad thing. A good thing is that if you are using your might buffs in the right order, like I will tell you soon, you won't ever be overriding or blocking someone from getting a might buff that is actually higher, because your percentage of transference here is 40% of your might. We have other transfer methods like the Makavan, which is like 80% of your might, and the injections from the Alchemist, which are 60%. So your channeling is on the weaker end. So you don't want to block a Makavan or injections with your channeling. So the next thing we will see here is the Blessing of the Sun. The Blessing of the Sun is this skill here with a 40 seconds cooldown, which also is the indicator for us on bursting for the whole team. It increases your damage by 35%. The effect of it is pretty easy to see. If you press it, your teammates get a glowing effect around their weapons. So, these are the 2 basic effects you can use for a Lightbinder. I will just go over the currently strongest legendary weapon here, and that would be the Merit Hidden Range. It basically gives you another ability that you can aim if you hold down the key and then throw it. If it hits the enemy, it will instantly explode. If not, it will explode later and form this ground. On this ground, everything takes 20% more damage. So for a full rotation with this weapon, you would like to throw it first because it stays long enough and it takes your aim to do it. I'm gonna show you how it would look like. You press your V, instantly 1, and start channeling. As you can see, everything is still running. And right about when your channel is also ending, means your might buffs are also over, you will also lose this effect on the ground. Next thing to know for you guys, what is if it's called for full buffs? Full buffs will also reference when your gods, for example, do a full burst. It goes around with the blessing of the sun, and then normally for the Incarnation of Light. The Incarnation of Light is your ultimate with an 8-minute cooldown that also has an internal cooldown for people to be affected again. This is important to know. Means if someone was affected by your ultimate, he can't be affected again for like 7 minutes. So a minute less than your cooldown is. This is important if you're either resetting your ultimate or if a different Lightbinder on the team, for example, tries to buff again. If people don't want to be affected by it, you have to let them move out of the area or they will have a problem. So why is it so important to use your Incarnation of Light? It creates the area around you that increases the damage of your teammates by 50% and reduces the damage they take by 35%. A full buff will go like this if you have the merit. Without the merit, just imagine I never thrown this ball. It will go like this, R. You stay in that form. You have this area on the ground, you can see it shifting. And you stay in it for the whole duration, because for the whole duration you give the buff to your team. At the very end, you can use your 1 to give a shield to everyone inside that area. So, that's about it. Now you also can see on duration, for example, the 7 minutes 30 cooldown, which is now identical to your own cooldown. This means for this time, she can't be affected by another ultimate of a Lightbinder. So, as you can see, you had this area on the ground that could be moved when you move. So if you want someone to use your ultimate again, you need to have him stay outside this area so he can be affected again. Well, I think that basically sums it up. Thanks for watching, and I hope it could be helpful for you.